And tomorrow evening, after a day of grief and sadness, darkness in the heart, after a day of lots of emotions rising up, lots of trauma for like nearly everyone in Israel. Then tomorrow in the evening, the nation or the government or will tell everyone, now confirm again, now not in sadness but in joy and happiness. Yeah, they will tell you when you should be sad and when you should be happy. And the idea is to confirm. Like today in the evening, everyone confirms sadness and agree to the sacrifice. Then tomorrow, everyone will confirm a celebration to celebrate together the victory of war. The idea that the war achieved us something good. This is the Israeli Independent Day that starts right in the end of the National Grief Day. Obviously on purpose, completely on purpose, yeah. I think it's very cruel to do this to everyone that lost their loved ones, which is a lot of people. Very cruel, because it's not natural to go that fast and extremely from deep grieving to grief celebration. It's supposed to be like therapeutical. Yeah, it's like now we overcome our grief and see the benefit in it and the good side. But it's just messed up. It's just messed up. And then you know what they do in the Israeli Independence Day? How do they celebrate the victory in war just after grieving for the life of the people that died in bombs and blood and terrible violent death? They use explosion, like firecraft, you call them in English? Like fire. I really hope they won't do it this year at least, but it will be ridiculous if they will, because we're having bombs all the time. But usually they do firecraft that sounds a lot like war, and they burn dead animals everywhere. So there is like a smell of burning flesh, which is, I think it's good for everyone to know, that burned animal flesh is the same smell as burned human flesh. So this is how they celebrate the winning the war. With the explosions and the smell of burning flesh. This is what they do. I don't celebrate it for years now, years. There is like one of my friends here in the village told me, invite me for a lunch tomorrow, and not tomorrow, in Tuesday, like in the Independent Day. And I was like, dear sister, I will not celebrate in this day. Like, I assume you don't invite me to celebrate the Israeli Independence Day because it's like so far from my perspective, and I hope that also from yours, because it's a terrible day to celebrate. But I will not celebrate at all in this day, even if it's not related. It's because, you see, I'm living in a place that for many people around me or close to me, this is a terrible day of grief. I'm talking about all those who see themselves as Palestinians. For them, this is like the main day of grief. They're grieving for the loss of their land and their life that their ancestors had in this land before the IDF conquered it. They're grieving their dreams of national independency. Yeah, I think that national dreams are bad for everyone, but those people are in grief for that, and celebrating celebrating an event while many people around you and close to you are grieving the same event, that's just messed up. That's being like the most extremely disempathic that you can be, basically. Even let's say, and I'm not saying that conquering Israel by the IDF in 48 was justified. Okay, I'm not seeing things like that. But let's go out of the perspective of someone that believe that conquering this land in 48 and then in 67 the West Bank and Gaza let's go from the perspective of a person that see that as justified. Okay, so it's like someone someone took something from you and then you beat the hell out of him and took it back. Okay, let's imagine this situation. Still, you shouldn't be happy because you beat the hell out of this person, and especially if this thing that this person had was not yours before, but you think it should be yours, or you have the rights for that, so you beat the fuck out of him until he's bleeding and crawling away, and then you're celebrating it every year. Okay, you have already what you wanted. You need to celebrate in this person's face while he's grieving every year again and again. In this way, you want to have safety for your people. You think you will have the relationship with your neighbors in a way that is safe for your children and grandchildren. If you're doing that, how can you think this? How can you imagine that you can celebrate the victory in the war upon your neighbor every year with explosion and the smell of burning flesh, and thinking that in this way you can get to a relationship with him that will bring safety, or safe and fruitful and happy life for your children and your grandchildren? No, this is just completely ignoring a whole big bunch of people, and I'm not doing that. And I think the fact that it's being done so close to the Memory Day is completely disrespectful and disempathic and discareful for everyone that actually is grieving in this day. I recommend to all Israeli listeners to not celebrate this day. It's hurtful. That's it. I'm calling to everyone that hear me to stop celebrating war victories. No one never win a war. You don't have benefit from war. It always damages you. People get hurt. People get emotionally hurt. Stuff being destroyed. There's nothing good coming out of war except power to specific psychopathic people in authority. That's it. That's it. Don't celebrate it. I'm not celebrating it anyway. So yeah, tomorrow I will be kind of ignoring the day of grief. Well, I will respect it, like no loud music, respect the day of grief tomorrow, and the day after ignoring the day of independence. Nothing I can do better than this, I suppose. Yeah, here in the north they going on a big protest against the government in the day of independence, and that's, I guess, nice. But then I realize what they are protesting for, and they protesting for war. They say we want war in the north, again, to gain safety. They think they can gain safety with war. What can you do? I think you can't. I tell you that. Well, thank you, listeners, for listening. That was a good release, I guess, speaking about that. Hopefully someone is getting benefit from here listening to me. And yeah, bless us all. Wish peace to everyone, for every being upon the earth.